Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chantex Multimedia live stream for this historic day of January 21st in 2021. The day when Joe Biden becomes the 46th President of United States of America. Kamala Harris becomes the first female of Indian origin to become Vice President of USA. Lady Gaga sings American National Anthem at Joe Biden's inauguration. Indian cricket team creates history at Gabba, and we will analyze that very soon with Sathish Rajendren from BSK. And of course, another person of Indian origin, Queensland-based Dr. Dinesh Paipala, becomes Australian of the Year. This is amazing. He was awarded the OIM together with me last year, but now he's also been named the Australian of the Year. Amazing. And India embarks on the largest vaccination program of the area. Gopio Queensland elects a new committee yesterday, so they came in at the same time as Joe Biden. And Tanvi Goel will be providing us with the travel updates a little bit later on. All this and much, much more right after the weather news with Dilraj Diller.
Good morning, everyone. Weather forecast for the rest of today is maximum 27 degree. Brisbane area is partly cloudy with medium chance of showers. Light winds becoming southeasterly 15 to 20 km per hour in the morning, then tending easterly 15 to 25 km per hour in the middle of the day. Fire danger is low to moderate. Sun protection is recommended till 10 past 4 and UV index is predicted to reach 13, that is extreme. Till tomorrow, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.
And thank you very much, Dilraj, for that weather update. Well, as I promised before that, today we will be looking at what's happening with everything that's happening around here, but the biggest news has been the cricket. So with that, we will be very soon joined with Sathish Rajendren from Brisbane Super Kings. And Sathish, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Good morning, Umeshi. Good morning, everyone in Brisbane. Good morning, all the listeners and viewers.
And thank you very much for joining in. What a historic moment. What a great win for India. And of course, we know we've got a message of congratulations coming from all around the world. Some very big celebrities from India and everyone sending congratulations. So, okay, so looking at the match, so what's your take on the win?
I think this is one of the best, or it's going to be one of the greatest game in the history of Test cricket. Because India came here for the tour, providing all this COVID situation. Still, Cricket Australia and the BCCI worked together really good. And they made this event happening, and India had a lot of problem with the COVID situation bubble, COVID bubble and all that, but they came with what they got. They came here, they had some injuries. They won the T20 competition here, 2-1. And then the one day, unfortunately, they lost by one game. So Australia won the one day. And then it all went back to this Test cricket, which is, was viewed by everyone across the world. So India went underdogs, to be honest. If you see the sports bet and the bet 365, India were like, $4 and Australia was $13. And by the end of the last game in Gabba, India was $17 to win and Australia was $20. So, India have made an amazing cricket in Gabba and made a history. I just want to tell a few points. India have never won in Gabba at all. And also last time Australia lost in Gabba was 1958, and it was against West Indies, the great West Indies, but since then it was unbeatable, but India changed the history, and even Justin Langer, who was the Australian coach, he said, like, never ever underestimate India or the Indians. They always fight back, they always come strongly, and they always show the world that they got talent. So that's main thing about the Gabba test, and everyone across the world is appreciating about the Gabba test, the Indian team, Australian team. Especially, I just want to mention, while Virat Kohli, the captain of the Indian team, was on paternity leave, it was gone to Ajinkya Rahane, who they call Jinx, and I think he did a tremendous job in getting a team, working with the boys, working with the coach, working with the COVID bubble. He is going to be remembered for a long time in the Indian history as one of the greats of Indian cricket. And also, I just got to mention the Australian team. They were favourites. They came with their strong 11, and all the team in the players were superstars, like Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Nathan Lyon. But they mentioned in their media conference as well. On that day, India were the better team. So nothing to take out from Australian team. They gave their heart out. And as you know, that Pat Cummins was the man of the series for the whole test series. So congratulations to him. And Nathan Lyon, he played his 100th test. And Indian team have given a good gesture, like, giving him a jersey signed by all the Indian players. So great on Indian team showing that such a gesture. And and also I want to mention the relationship between India and Australia is getting, like, very stronger. It was stronger before, but now it's getting very stronger because of cricket. People, between the politics, between the social, everything. It's good to see that these two countries becoming more friendlier and friendlier and friendlier. Which is really great. And also I want to mention IPL, Indian Premier League. They're the second Premier League after the English Premier League, which is famous and highly revenued and highly paid league. And I think this league have given pathway to all these youngsters, because the management can't bring Stark or some great players from England or great players from South Africa and test it. But IPL have made a stage so that how our Indian players can play against these players and play against these conditions. So I want to mention IPL as well, which is really getting stronger and stronger. And also the Test Championship. I'm not sure about the Test Championship. The ICC, International Cricket Council, a couple of years ago, they decided to go with Test Championship. They just want to decommission the Champions Trophy, which used to happen every 3 years. They just decommissioned that. They said, like, we are going to have this Test Championship so that the Test cricket can live for long years. Because we got a World Cup for 50 overs, we got a World Cup for T20, but we don't want they don't want anything to Test cricket to die. So they brought up this Test Championship, which is highly fought by all these Test playing nations like India, Pakistan, Australia, or South Africa, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and everything. And it is a very important for the Test playing nation to win this championship, which is going to happen next year in England in the Lords. The final will be happening in the Lords. the great cricket ground in Lords. So India is now standing number 1 in the table. And New Zealand, gave us some surprise by beating Australia, sorry, not Australia, by beating Pakistan, and they are number 2, and Australia is number 3. But Australia is going to go to South Africa. Look, you can't take anything out of this Australian team. They are very, 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 hard fighters. We have seen in local clubs, we have seen in some state clubs, we have seen in international clubs. So you don't know what they're going to come up with. I think South Africa have a good challenge in front of them, and my prediction is Australia are going to do really good in South Africa. So Test Championship going to happen next year. So everyone, we all looking forward to it.
And very well said there, Sathish. And one of the few of the points that I've picked up on there is one, you've mentioned about the Australian team. So with Australia, one of the things is they are very competitive as well. As you've mentioned, that they are very competitive. One of the things is sometimes they can get with that mentality of still be right, might, and that was commented as well. But when we have overseas teams coming in, sometimes people need to realize the Australian sense of humor as well. It is slightly different from other countries as well. So, here, that's the way they talk. So sometimes you need to know that culture as well. Now, you talked about IPL and how it has developed many people. So when you look at the team today, there are people who have just come from very modest background, and they have been given this chance. So I think that's been a wonderful platform in bringing this, as we know in India, even in small little gullies and every alleyways and every place, there's so many talent, so much talent out there, and how do we bring that talent out into the community or giving them a chance as well? So I think IPL has provided that platform.
Yeah, definitely. Look, IPL was a great product invented by BCCI and people in BCCI who are created this product a few years back, I think 10 years ago, and it is giving an absolute platform for all these young players, because 1.5 billion people to get 20 people contracted for the Indian team it's a massive job. You just got to you can't do it in 1 or 2 days. So this IPL have created an opportunity so that the players get rewarded accordingly, and also player talent will be identified and passed on to the right channel. So great work BCCI for doing that. And I think Cricket Australia is also doing Big Bash, which is similar to IPL, and also Sheffield Shield, which is similar to Ranji Trophy in India. And we all know that BCCI, Cricket Australia, and England Cricket Board, they are the very strongest for ICC, and we hopefully we should get more talent from these Sheffield matches, first class Australian matches, and from the Big Bash, and also some of the leaders, including me, who wants to help our next generation, especially the multicultural community. So I'm part of that development process with the Queensland Cricket. As a volunteer, I'm doing it. So my job is to make sure you identify talent, and then you pass on to the right people, so that the one day some of our players can play in Australia, and then we never know, we may have a Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill in the Australian team. You never know.
Yes, of course, and you have quite rightfully said that the development of the younger generation here, and once again, I must congratulate you and appreciate all your efforts that you have done, especially via BSK, and from the very original days to where it is today, and your passion and drive is seen that. So, just a quick question on the new talent and the youngsters here, and their development of the cricket. And so, what are the facilities available, and what channels do they have?
So, Cricket Australia have structured this junior program. So, any juniors after 5 years old, between 5 to 7, they start like a fun cricket, like, backyard cricket. So, they programmed that as a Woolworths Junior Blaster or Master Blaster. So, that's where anyone should start. Like, it can be a girl or a boy. I just don't want to people think that it's only for the boys. It's actually equal. They give priority to both boys and girls. There is absolutely in this country, boys and girls are same in all sports and all levels. So they start with that, and then they go into junior stage 1, junior stage 2, junior stage 3. These are the 3 stages for the junior cricket, and after that they go into under 16, and then they go into first class cricket, and then Sheffield, and then state team, and then international team. So we run a club south side of Brisbane, Brisbane Super Kings Cricket Club. We located in at Heathwood, and we got stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 teams, adults team, senior team. But I just want to tell you, all your viewers and listeners, that regardless where you are, doesn't matter. You can be on the north side, you can be on the west side, you can be on the east side, or you can be on the south side. If you're on the south side, you can come and play, or explore things in BSK. But if you're on the other part of the side, you can always call me or message me, or anyone. We have link with Cricket Australia. We have link with Queensland Cricket. We got link with all the multicultural community. We help the parents who came to this country, choose this country as their country. So we, especially the South Asians, like Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, they can contact us. Mom and dad don't have to get fear that they need to go and talk to someone or don't know where to start. They can contact us, or we will set the path for them, and we will help them to grow. So that's the pathway we got, and this country is where you can get everything for very absolutely no cost. It's just a basic minimum cost. All these things are run by volunteers, parents, and the Queensland Cricket and Cricket Australia. So if anyone wants their son or daughter to be successful in cricket, or don't know what to do, where to start, they can always contact us.
Thank you very much for that, and for the interview. I think we will continue this further, probably as we go along as well. Probably once a month or something, we should do a catch up, and there's so much interest and so much in common, as you talked about the bilateral ties between the two countries, and of course the love of cricket in both the countries. And there's so much that's happening out there. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for your time today, and once again, congratulations on the win. And we should plan something to have a bit of a celebration.
Yeah, I just want to show this.
Yes.
So they are the team.
Yes. Okay, then thank you very much, Sathish. We will catch up for the next time.
Thank you, Meji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Sathish Rajendren there from Brisbane Super Kings, and what an insightful interview there. He's got so much passion for cricket, and of course being very, very involved with cricket and with BSK and all the things that he does out there. So it is wonderful to see that. And right now, as we know that. Every Thursday, we bring to you the travel updates.
And all our episodes are general information only. So because things are changing every day, so please keep yourself updated, keep checking relevant websites, because as I said, things are changing every time.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this exciting segment. Once again, getting all the travel updates with Tanvi Goel of Oz, India. travels. And of course, we know that there has been some exciting changes that have been happening, and there's been lots of things that have been happening. And in the last 12, 13 episodes, we have discussed a lot. And I'd like to, especially thank Tanvi for providing all that information, which is very vital information at this point in time. Because if you are planning to travel or anticipating any sort of travel, you need this kind of information. So once again, Tanvi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Umeshji. Thank you everyone for listening to us on Australian Indian Radio on Oz India Travel page. It's really great to see a really overwhelming response. Yes, today is our 13th episode. We are really happy to share with you. Before you go ahead, guys, I really wanna wish you all advance Happy Australia Day and Indian Republic Day just coming in next few days, and definitely before our next episode. It's really very, very important for all of us, especially those who are from Aussie Indians like myself, because this is very important day for both the countries, and happily we are celebrating that on the same day. And I think best of all for all of you is you're going to have a public holiday as well, which is amazing. So you have more time to spend with your family and friends. So that's great. I hope you all have amazing day on 26th of January. And before we go ahead, I also want to inform you all that this everything we discussed today and all our episodes are general information only. So because things are changing every day, so please keep yourself updated, keep checking relevant websites, because as I said, things are changing every time, every day.
And of course they are, and and you are doing a wonderful job of keeping everyone informed. And that was a very nice gesture about India Day. Indian Republic Day and Australia Day. We're so used to saying India Day, so India Day.
Right.
Anyway, best wishes to everyone for both. It's wonderful that we celebrate those 2 days, together. And those two events on one day, that is just exciting. And of course, congratulations for the win in the cricket.
Yeah, definitely. That's really amazing.
That's history in the making. And, there was match that we were playing in Melbourne and in Sydney, and history was made right here in Brisbane at the Gabba.
Yeah. It was stunning. Everyone watching, and Facebook is flooded with all that.
Of course it is. And for once it is good to see that everyone is agreeing on something rather than everyone, saying about this or that. So it is good to see that. Right, moving on. So, looking at some of the big announcements that have been made and which you will probably be discussing in your segment there. So what are the main updates for this week?
Okay, Umeshji, we'll probably start with border updates. I think that's something many of our listeners are really waiting to listen. So guys, as you know, the state border restrictions are really changing every day. So please make sure you check whether you would need a state pass for that. So I know those who are flying from Brisbane, you definitely need a border pass for Melbourne. And I think not required for Sydney, but they might ask anytime as well. So please check that. And another update is Western Australia moved Victoria to a lower risk travel restriction now. So, but it's still people, those who are coming, they have to do a 14 days quarantine, and the COVID testing is definitely very important. But if you are flying from Perth to Victoria to Melbourne, please still check whether you need a pass or not. And also Victoria has lifted border restriction for Sydney, which is great because there are less numbers in New South Wales these days. So, but still, once again, if you're flying from any interstate destination and catching your international flight, please make sure that you are checking whether you would need an entry pass or not. If required, you can easily organize it online. It's very easy, but it's a very mandatory document. So please make sure you have that. Guys, I have today update for international border as well. So it's kind of warning. I don't want to really disappoint you all, but it's very important that we are updated whatever is happening. So as per our new update from Health Department head, it's seems like border might not open this year in 2021. So they are thinking it may reopen in 2022. So that does not mean that flight won't be there. It may be still there in form of charter or the repatriation flights, but maybe commercial wise seems this year chances are a bit less. So please keep that in mind while we are still January and New Year already started. This year already started, but probably we make plan according to that this year commercial flights are a little bit tough. Coming on, next is new Thai entry fees. So they are those who are planning to go to Thailand, there are still flights going, but they are planning to add on or charge extra USD $10 for all arriving international passengers, which will provide the compulsory medical insurance coverage for all the visitors, as well as to help fund tourism infrastructure. So in future, whenever you fly to Thailand, please make sure with your entry visa, you have to pay the $10 USD as well. Now, another very, very important news, guys, that's Emirates. You might be, observing that from last all 12 episodes, we're always talking about Emirates. And the main reason is because Emirates was taking the repatriation flights from Australia to India and to Dubai as well, via Dubai, those who were going there. But if you heard that news, and I know many of you are really not happy that they have completely suspended their all flights indefinitely till further notice. So yes, you heard it right, that Emirates have suspended their flights from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all Australian destinations to India, to Dubai or India, everywhere. So I would say if you have applied, guys, if you have booked any of those flights in last few weeks or before, please apply for your refund. That's what I would advise, because we don't know so far. I just read another news that from May they might start the first class bookings and business class bookings, but for economy we can't see anything so far. And based on the experience of other airlines as well, if you apply for refunds later, then it's tough to get the refund, and some people or some airlines not even give you a refund. So yeah, Emirates flights are gone for now, and please apply the refund. And also another news from Emirates is they are doing some new COVID travel pass trial along with Etihad and in partnership with the International Airport Association UAE. So those who are in future, whenever you go to Dubai or Etihad, or those who are UAE nationals as well, you probably would need that travel pass to fly anywhere around the world if you are taking Emirates or Etihad flights. Now I have here update of Singapore Airlines, our most amazing and favorite airlines. They are, guys, every time doing something amazing. You probably hear in every other episode, and this time Singapore Airlines may be the first fully vaccinated international airlines with a carrier. This week they started mass vaccination of thousands of aviation and maritime workers. So the statement was made by Minister of Transport Ong Ye Kung as the country set up 2 large vaccine centers at Terminal 4 of Singapore Changi Airport and a Raffles City Convention Center. And also Singapore Airlines, you will be even surprised to hear, I know even myself always feel amazing when I go with Singapore Airlines, but you can see the efforts they are putting, guys. So Singapore Airlines even started the tracking for their crew. This airlines is really trying to stop the the spread of COVID-19, and they are giving a tracking device to all their the crew members and those who are associated with airlines, and checking and trying to ask these guys not to leave the hotel rooms whenever you are in transit. And through that tracking device they are trying to check that they are not going anywhere, so that we all are protected when we fly. So that's really amazing news. And guess what, with Singapore Airlines, since they started the vaccination program, Emirates also joined them in that vaccination program. So in future we'll see the Emirates also following the same thing, vaccinating all their airline staff and everyone. So yeah, things are moving to the better side, and hopefully that we'll have these airlines coming back at least with the repatriation flights very soon. Now next up, I'll tell you about the travel vouchers. I think I got a couple of messages from some people saying that tell us about the travel vouchers, because they probably missed last last time. So guys, this time I got update from Victoria. So those lucky Melbourne. Last time, as per my information, I think 70,000 vouchers were granted by government through Christmas time. And guess what? Today they have opened another lot of travel voucher scheme. In this scheme, they're gonna give 40,000 coupons, guys. So you have chance to apply this time. And this particular coupon will be issued to all people there, and can be given around $200 per person to boost the tourism across this Victoria. So, guys, you have another chance that you can apply for that one. I also want to mention here about the mandatory face mask. So you already know that it's not you can't just go anywhere with the face mask, and the same thing with the flights as well. So you can't even go to airport without the mask. And make sure you have a couple of them handy with you, because in case you fall off somewhere or anything, you might have to wait till you get the new mask to enter the airport, and that also means that you might miss your flight, or you might have some inconveniences if you don't have that mask. So I suggest everyone out there, take it as a very valid document that travel face mask is very, very important for you to fly. So that's really very, very important. Now another update I have is for the cruise, because we were discussing that there were a lot of amazing deals came up for 2022, 2023, and even 2021 as well, because earlier we thought we might be able to board any of these cruises, but since the new strain came up, things are still changing and very challenging. So I got the update from some of the cruise companies who said they're going to suspend their services for quite some time. So at this stage, I can see the Royal Caribbean Group, they have extended the suspension till April. Then I got Silver Sea Cruises, they have also suspended till 1st of April. Then Caribbean, end of April. And so let's say so far, most of the cruises companies, they have suspended their services up till 1st of May. And I can see Celebrity Cruises, Celebrity Edge, they have suspended up till October. Though you will still have option to book the cruises for 22, 23, you might still have a look, but please make sure you check their terms and conditions that you have option to expand it. Though they're still giving you option to expand, but still it's good to check all the terms and conditions and go from there. So these are the main updates for now, yeah, I'll be definitely discussing with you more about the available flights. Umeshi.
And that is all a wonderful roundup of all the key important updates there, which is very important. And as you mentioned about in my opening remarks, I mentioned that there are some important announcements that you might be discussing, and you have discussed that. That was the Emirates, suspending the flights, and of course the cruises. Of course, another area where we had seen in the very beginning that there were some reasons to be concerned, but right now, taking all the measures that you have just talked about, the tracking devices, mass immunization of all the crews, and all that will all greatly help. So now, given the fact that Emirates flight is not happening, what are the flight options from Brisbane?
So Maisji, right now, let's say that, so from Brisbane, there is only one flight available, that's 26th of February, Malindo Charter, and they are, flying around 5 o'clock from Brisbane, and we are connecting that to all around the country. And this is, there are very, very limited seats, guys, available at this stage. So if you need this one, please book it fast as possible, because that's the only charter or flight available from Brisbane right now. Like Umesh said, and I told you as well, that Emirates is completely cancelled. That means you don't have that option available at all. If you have to fly before that, because I know some of you have less validity in your visas, so you might fly before that via Melbourne or Sydney, so that option is always there. But yeah, direct flight is only on 26th of February at this stage, Messi.
So only one, and that's it is the sign of times, as you mentioned, that that's the way it is. Well, of course, we can't forget Sydney then. So what's happening with Sydney under these current circumstances?
So from Sydney, we have quite a few charters available, and the next one available is on 30th of January. First of all, congratulations, guys! There is one charter flying today, 21st of January, from Sydney, and many of you are going. Even I got many passengers going from Brisbane too. So happy journey, you all! And next one is available on 30th January, then 13th February, 18th February, the one going to Bangalore, 25th February, and 27th February. So there are quite a few flights available till February, and also Vande Bharat mission flights are there if you want to take a direct flight through Air India. Amazing.
Okay, so there's a few options there from Sydney. Well, of course, something which always puts a smile on your face is Melbourne. So what's the deal with Melbourne at this point in time? What's their flight status?
Okay, Melbourne also got at least one flight a week till February. So Singapore Lines flight, there are only two flights, 1st of February and 19th of February. Then we have Sri Lankan Airlines flight. The next is 29th January, then 11th February, 18th February, and 25th February. So guys, you might have noticed that in Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and all those flights, I have mentioned flights till February. That's right. There is no flight being launched so far for March. Right, because things are really changing very fast. So I would really recommend you all, if you really, it's important for you to go back. Please do it now, because there are less options of flights. And one more thing, which I have noticed in a lot of other news is price may increase as well, guys, after February. I always check the the update of Emirates that they're going to have in May, whenever they start, May or June, they're going to have only business class or first class, and even for the economy. I have seen the update somewhere that price may be double the price, so maybe more than $2,000 fare you might look at. So I would say it's very important that if you need to go now, we'll be definitely coming back to you whenever there is an update for March charters available. Yes,
okay,
please.
so that is again the sign of times, as I mentioned before. So if you need to act, do it now, because there's nothing happening down the track. And in one of the news during the week, there was a news by Australian government that they would be introducing about 40 more flights to get people back. So any update on from India to Australia?
Yes, so the one which you mentioned, I was about to say as well. Umeji, either at that news as well, that they are going to add at least 20 repatriation flights, so that's Australian government, until April to bring the standard Australians back home, and it will be done on a priority basis. So what I observed so far is India is on a priority list as well, but that is really important to see that how many flights we get from India to Australia, and I'm expecting at least there should be 3-4 flights at least. So guys, please look for your emails around and see if you are one of the shortlisted person for those flights. And I think even there are some other charter companies I was talking and had meeting, and they have applied some charters as well from India. So hopefully, let's see if things goes well, we might have some charters coming. So guys, right now we are taking expression of interest for those who are coming from those who are willing to come from India. So please, you can send us expression of interest as well, and we will contact you whenever anything becomes available with us to book you and take you back. And as I always mention, please keep yourself updated with all the updated information on Australian Stuck in India Facebook page as well, and keep yourself updated on DFAT website as well. So if you have registered already, great. If not, please update that. In fact, I have shared one information few days back where I saw that DFAT was requesting everyone to please update and let them know that you are stuck in India, because some people have come back, and some people are still there but they are not updating anything. So please make sure that you update all these details. Other than that, guys, it's still in under the table, or what I would say is still in plan to bring you all back. But I would say stay optimistic. I'm sure there must be some good news coming your way, maybe next month or in March. At this stage,
and rightfully said that people need to be in touch and register and have that expressions of interest. Yeah, well, the news that I had was there was 40 flights, which is throughout the world, that they will probably have 40 more. that was a 40 additional to what they already had or something like that.
They already have, yeah.
And of course, what you mentioned there is that they will be on the priority basis. So
priority basis, yeah, that's another term there. And I think India is one of definitely priority one.
That's good.
That's a good thing for us.
Okay, so taking all this into account, that these are the flights and these are the time of sign of the times and what needs to be done. So what are your travel tips for people who are traveling at this point in time?
Amazing, I would say, first of all, please be optimistic with your flight. So those who are flying from here, you have no problem. We can get your flight within 3 days as long as you have all the travel documents. And I have seen many of you called us to know about the exemption. Those who are Australian citizen or PR and needs to fly to India for some emergency basis. Guys, I have observed one thing, that many of you are adding too many documents for one particular application, and I would recommend you, please don't put too many documents for one thing, because I have seen recently in last week itself at least 4 or 5 rejections myself, where someone's mother was sick and going to India and applied for the exemption, and he put 5 letters from doctors and also his birth certificate and passport and everything, like couple of relationship proofs as well, and there were some details which were conflicting, and he ended up getting rejection. So this is really my first tip to you all. If you're applying for exemption, please make sure you give only main, precise, simple documents. So for example, as I mentioned about if you're going for emergency medical reason for your family in India, just put one simple medical letter from their doctor, and second, relationship proof, which can be your Indian passport or your OCI. Another thing is, like I just mentioned a few minutes back, is about the refund. If you have not applied for your refunds yet, please apply it now. In fact, for Emirates flights also, you can apply the refund, and whenever they open, we can always book you back. So by that time, you might get your refund back and book another flight. And third thing is about the border passes. I'm just giving you that tip once again, because I have seen one passenger who didn't take it very seriously and landed at airport, and he was not allowed to fly. So please make sure you have your state pass ready, and even though your friend didn't have it before, and right now restriction may have been changed, so please make sure you have a state border pass. Next one up is your COVID test. So please make sure that COVID test is 72 hours before your international flight. Please don't get confused if you're taking any domestic flight, or you heard it before that your friend has taken 96 before departure. So right now the advisory has been changed from 96 hours to 72 hours, and that 72 hours is before your international flight, not the domestic flight. So please make sure you take within that time. Next up is the domestic flight. Please make sure you do the web check-in. I'm mentioning that pretty much from last 3-4 episodes, because I'm still observing people that they are not doing a web check-in, or they believe that agent has booked their flight, so they have to do web check-in. No guys, you have to do that yourself, and make sure they also ask you to put your postcode, so they can track, due to COVID, they can track which place you're coming from. So if they ask you for your state or your PIN code update, you have to update it there. Yeah, that's all for now. And those who are coming from India, again, I got calls from many people asking whether they can come from different routes, different countries. So once again, I won't recommend you to take any of those options, because every day I can see people having a lot of issues and wasting a lot of money. So please make sure you do everything right, and just keep yourself with DFAT. And you can check all our last episodes as well. Last 12 episodes, we have shared a lot of information. You can check that on Australian Indian Radio page, Umeji's profile, or Brisbane Indian Times, or Oz India Travel Facebook page, or YouTube. There are a lot of information. And if you have any question, please feel free to message us on any of those platforms. We'll try to cover it for next time, or we can reply the same time as well, or you can give us a call or on our landline, which is 0738115084. That's the Brisbane one. We have a Sydney and Melbourne local landline numbers as well, or you can call our hotline, which is 040-440-3264. And as you all know, I'm always there on Facebook and just a click away. So yeah, you have any question, feel free to call us. And once again, I'm very proud to say today and very happy to share. If you have any question, guys, feel free to message us. You don't have to really worry whether you booked with us or not, or whether someone is going to charge you. We won't charge you a cent, nothing. We are there to help you. This is a time of need where we all have to come together. And yeah, we are there with you. For any question related to travel, you can always contact us. So yes, that's about it for now. But if you have any question, just feel free to message us, and we are there for you.
Once again, thank you very much, Tanvi, for that wonderful information there. And ladies and gentlemen, as he has mentioned, that it is very, very important that you keep up to date with all the information with the changing of the rules and regulations. Something might happen in one state and all of a sudden the rules are then obviously not. And we also all waiting for, big announcement on this Friday to see what's going to happen with our Queensland. Yes.
Right.
And once again, we thank you very much for all that information that you have shared. And yes, you have mentioned that, if people have any questions and comments, they're quite welcome to send us all the questions and comments. And we will, whichever means, we will pass it on. And definitely, yes, to catch Tanvi, jump on the Facebook and you'll find out there all the time. And of course, the phone numbers, the hotline numbers are listed on the screen for your reference, and the web address and the email address is there as well for your reference. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's been another segment, and thank you once again for being with us. Thank you very much, Tanvi.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.
Jai Bharat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there was the travel update for this week, and quite a lot to go through there as well. Well, right now, let's join our Premier with that very, very important announcement that he's got for us today. As you know, that this is very, very important.
So, in good news, overnight, we've only had one new case which is overseas acquired, and it was an Emirates flight crew member, and they've actually departed Queensland. We only have 23 active cases, and in the past 24 hours we've had 7,410 tests, so once again, well done. Well, what this means, of course, yesterday we said we were on 100% track to have our restrictions lifted at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I can confirm that is exactly what is going to happen at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. So what does that mean? It means that we actually go back to our roadmap from December. So, for example, gatherings, 50 people will be allowed to come into your own home, 100 people in public spaces. We go back to that 1 per 2 square metre rule in our pubs and cafes and in our restaurants, which is great news. But can I also remind everyone, don't forget to continue to leave your contact details at these venues. It is absolutely critical that you do that. For people having a wedding this weekend, 200 people can attend, and of course all guests can dance indoors and outdoors, and funerals also up to 200 people. So this is wonderful news today, and look, can I sincerely thank the people of Greater Brisbane in those local government areas of Brisbane, Logan, Ipswich, Redlands and Moreton. You have done an absolutely terrific job. And because of that, it means that the masks also can come off, except, of course, where National Cabinet has mandated that the masks must be worn in our airports and on planes. So that was a National Cabinet decision. So please remember to do that. But also, too, we're asking people that, you're encouraged, if you are going into a crowded area or on public transport or in a shopping centre and you can't socially distance and you feel uncomfortable, just put a mask on. I mean, you can do that. That's entirely up to you. So once again, absolutely tremendous news today. Thank you so much for everyone for your hard work, and I also thank Dr Young for her advice in continuing to keep Queenslanders safe, because at the end of the day, I think that there'd be a lot of other places around the world that would be very envious of the lifestyle that we have here in Queensland. I want to preserve that lifestyle for many years to come, and of course as we go through the rollout of the vaccine in months to come, I think it's very important that we think about the journey that we've all been on over the past year, where our lives have changed. But we've come through this together, we've come through it stronger, and we will continue to do that every single day. So I'll hand over to Dr. Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's the good news. That's the news that we were all waiting for, and that's been announced by our Premier. And it is just wonderful that everyone's done the right thing and that this could happen. If we had not followed all the rules, then this might not have happened. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show with us. Don't forget that at 5 p.m. today, we have a very, very special segment coming up with Suman Dua and a very, very special guest. You'll need to tune in to find out who that very special guest is. It's wonderful. This guy has got 80,000 plus subscribers on his YouTube channel, and he's coming right here in the studios to talk to all of you, on migration matters and other matters regarding students as well. There's an amazing, amazing personality who will be right here in these studios. So until tomorrow, it's goodbye from me. And of course, enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the upcoming weekend with the restrictions being lifted. But always, always remember never to let the guard off. Always be vigilant. Always stay safe. And use those practices that have been put in place. Wash your hand, have the mask on in public places, and of course in public transports and other places for your own safety. I mean, if it's not practical to do it, don't do it. But wherever possible, please do that. So until tomorrow, it's goodbye from me. Remain safe and have a nice day.